Hello and welcome to Blush, the world's first wellness show that's actually entertaining. I'm Hiwa and I quit law so I can help you look and feel your best. Together we get into food, nutrition, all the latest wellness trends, but we also laugh, get silly, drop a few F-bombs, and go on a million tangents. So if that sounds like your vibe, we're about to be best friends. Hi, cuties. Okay, this is going to be one of those episodes where we're going to all find out together in real time what the fuck it's about. I mean, I have some notes. I'm going to have to read them off my phone. And when I say notes, I have like 6 words written down. I have a concept in mind. But we're still in our no printer era, aka the printer is just like mad at me is the only way I can describe what's happening. Like, who the fuck knows? I'm also knee deep in the middle of filming and releasing this series of yuzu recipes. And in the past, when I've done like a branded series like this, like I think I did an October series last year, and I did a Thanksgiving series of recipes. I filmed them all first and then I started putting them out. I decided before the first day of this that I was going to do this yuzu series. So literally I'm filming every day and editing every day, and there's so many balls in the air and I'm so overwhelmed. And simultaneously, this is the worst reach I've ever had on social media, like in my entire life. Like literally when I had 200 followers, I was getting more views on my shit than I'm getting right now. I don't know what's going on. And quite frankly, I think that there's a really massive gift in something like this happening, because it can help you really realize what your values are and what you genuinely care about versus what you're doing because of certain accolades or like wanting to achieve a certain thing. You know what I mean? Like, I am getting so little reach, like so few people are seeing these recipes that I'm putting out. And like, obviously I wish more people were seeing them because they're really fucking good recipes and you guys should be making them. And I think the videos are really good and I want people to be entertained by them and to enjoy them. Nevertheless, it also is reminding me how much I fucking love this shit and how I will keep doing it even if no one sees it. You know, like that's how much I love it. So the fact that I want to keep going, even though it feels like I'm flopping so fucking hard, gives me all of the information that I need. Does that make sense? So yeah, that's kind of what's going on over here in my life. I filmed a bunch of shit today, you guys. So when this drops, I don't know where we'll be in our series. Hold on. I can actually tell you. So a bunch of the recipes are already going to be out. I do have my phone again because like I said, I have 4 things written down on them that I must read. Okay. So by the time this comes out, the popsicles will have dropped. Those shits are so fucking good. The beet tower will have dropped. Again, amazing recipe. If you love beets, you'll love this. The Caesar will have dropped. Oh my God, you guys, yuzu Caesar, like, baby genius. I mean, the creativity knows no bounds, you know? And then, okay, the day that this is dropping, I don't know what to call it. It's like a mousse or a panna cotta or a pudding, but it's a vanilla yuzu situation and it's really high in protein and obviously like sugar-free, yada, yada, yada. You guys, this shit is so fucking good. Like, I've made the recipe, but I still have to film it. And we've run into a bit of a snafu in terms of the plating and the styling of it. We'll see how it comes around. The restraint that it's going to take me to not eat the whole fucking thing before I film all the other parts of it. Because like some of these recipes, they get filmed over the course of several days just because of various BTS that, you know what, if you guys are interested, let me know and I can break it down like how I do this shit. And if not, I'm not going to bore you with that, you know? But But yeah, there's strength that it's taking me. And then there's another dessert thing that's so good. Okay. Anyway, how are you guys doing? I ask like as though you could answer through the podcast. And again, I feel like I've said this several weeks in a row now. Wouldn't it be the fucking dream if you guys could just like answer through the podcast? Like, wouldn't that just be everything? Wouldn't that solve all of our solutions? But what you guys can do is answer through the comments. And actually, that's partially what inspired this episode. So I think there was an episode a few weeks ago or something, I don't know exactly when it was, where I mentioned that I was getting this weird anxiety thing. And I thought, I think it was the Q&A episode where I was sitting in front of the Blush Kitchen set. I think that was it, right? Was that it? Does anyone know? I don't know. Doesn't matter. I haven't even said what it is yet. So how would you know? So I mentioned how I was getting this crazy anxiety when I ate, and I like couldn't figure out what it was. I didn't know if it was maybe like, my body's like used to restricting and like only eating one meal a day. So now that I'm eating multiple meals a day, wait, by the way, quick side note, you know how I mentioned I upped my creatine and I'm currently blubbery like a whale? Yeah, it hasn't saturated yet, but I think we're getting close. But I did get my period, so at least like a little bit of the bloat is gone. But like I think once that creatine increase kicks in, whoo, it's all over for you bitches. I mean, she's gonna have energy through the fucking roof. Not so much today because I've been filming for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And yeah, your girl is fucking tired. And like I said, when you're working this hard and also like seeing nothing for it, it can feel really discouraging. But I'm just trying to like keep, okay, anyway, going back to what I was talking about before. So, I thought maybe the reason I was getting so anxious from lunch was maybe because I'm so used to doing longer fasts and only eating once a day. And now that I'm eating multiple times a day, maybe that's disorienting to my body. Like I was running through all these various scenarios of why it could be that I'm getting this intense anxiety after I eat lunch. And then I realized that it was happening when I was eating spicy foods, specifically Calabrian chili peppers. Is that what they're called? Calabrian? Is that how it's pronounced? Is that what they're called? And is that how it's pronounced? Also, that always reminds me of, who was Brandy from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills' ex-husband's name? Eddie Calabrian. I swear it's something like that. The dude that Sheena fucked, and it was a whole thing that ended up launching VPR. Anyway, so I mentioned that I realized that it was actually eating those that was causing the anxiety. So it was like something with spicy food. And one of you angel babies commented on the show and said that that's actually a really common histamine intolerance symptom, and that there are these DAO enzymes that you can take that would help with that. So I did some research, and apparently the more effective DAO enzymes come from like a pig. Or something. I don't know. But the brand that this listener, Angel Heaven from Above, recommended is actually a vegan formulation. So I did order it and I've been taking it. And I will say, I didn't notice an instant effect. Like it wasn't like the very first time I took it, like, oh my God, all my symptoms went away. But I've now been taking them for over a week, pretty much at every single meal, and I never get that anxiety thing anymore. So I do think that there's some there. I really do think it's good. And so it kind of gave me the idea of doing this episode of really amazing things that I've been recommended recently and how they've been helping me. So that was one of them, the DAO enzymes. Now, this whole like histamine intolerance thing, I refer to it like that because it's like a relatively new thing. Like I swear before maybe a year ago, I never heard of people talking about histamine intolerance. Like the fuck you talking about histamine intolerance? Like aren't we all intolerant to histamine? Like isn't it
like, no, right? Like if you have allergies, like the histamine causes these symptoms. It's a very massive gray area for me. And whenever there are these kind of like new things that people talk about in alternative medicine, I do always treat it with a hefty dose of skepticism, because I used to go balls to the wall with every little thing. And then I realized like a lot of this stuff is bullshit, right? Like you guys know my stance on parasites. You guys know my stance on a lot of the stuff. Like it's not that I think parasites are bullshit, to be abundantly clear. I obviously understand that parasites are real. And I also understand that people get parasites. But I think the way that some of the alternative medicine space talks about parasites is absolute bullshit. Like, I don't think that we're all running rampant with parasites. And I don't think that we need to all be doing parasite cleanses 4 times a year. Like, I just don't. I objectively do not. And part of my evidence for this is the fact that I have a dog who's had parasite tests done like super frequently, and she's never had a parasite. And it's not, you know what I mean? And she's literally eating out the dirt and stuff like that. And I've heard some of these kooky parasite people be like, dogs constantly have parasites. I'm like, what dogs are these? Like, I have a dog who's had like every healthy issue you could possibly imagine, and she's never had parasites, and her stool is actually tested for parasites. Unlike most of ours, when we just unilaterally decide that we have parasites and we need to be doing these crazy invasive parasite cleanses that are actually ruining our gut health. But rant over. So you guys know how I feel about a lot of this stuff. And again, I've done it all. Like, I've done the parasite cleanses. Like, I thought I had candida for like 20 years of my fucking life. I've fallen prey to a lot of this stuff too. I think a lot of it really is not rooted in science. Anyway, so when I hear of these new things, I'm always like, oh God, and another fucking restrictive diet. Like, you want me to stop eating tomatoes? Kindly go fuck yourself. You want me to stop eating fermented foods? Like, no, it's just not one of those things that's gonna happen, especially the tomatoes. Like, fermented foods, whatever, but like tomatoes? Excuse me? Do you have a screw loose? Because like, absolutely not. Like, I am not going to stop eating tomatoes. Like, it's just not going to happen. Anyway, so literally I was like just eating the most stunning heirloom tomato. God, they're so fucking good right now. Wait. Okay, quick tangent. What do you guys think should be the next recipe series that I do? I have a few ideas. I have so many ideas. Okay. So one, obviously low-hanging fruit would be tomatoes. We're like pretty much at the end of tomato season right now. And this is kind of like where they're at their best. So it would make a lot of sense to do tomatoes. Now, the downside of tomatoes is like, okay, I was going to say you can't really do tomatoes in desserts, but I could get creative. Like, I could try. Like, it might be kind of gross. But listen, one time I was in California with my parents. This was so many years ago, like in the early teens. And or do we call that like the 2010s, the early teens, right? Like, we should, right? I mean, I think it was 2012, which technically would not be 18, but what are we, the number semantics police over here? So, if the number semantics police existed, I can't imagine they'd enjoy my existence very much. Anyway, so we were driving on the coast, like from San Francisco down to Central California, I think, or something like that. And there are like all these farm stands on the highway where you can buy fresh fruit and stuff like that. And we pulled over in garlic country, or Garlic County, maybe. I like garlic country. I hope it's called garlic country. I don't know. It was a garlic growing area. And amongst the things that they sold was garlic ice cream. Now, something about me, I will always try something weird. I will always try it. Obviously, nowadays I'm vegan, so like I wouldn't try it now. But back then, I would try literally anything. And if it's like the stranger the combination, the more likely I am to try it, because like, why not? Like it's just like, oh, okay, we could have vanilla ice cream, or let's fucking see what garlic ice cream is about. And I think I have this mentality where if it sounds like it's going to be really gross, then in my head, I'm like, well, it's got to be good, because why else would someone do it, right? Like, that sounds disgusting. So if it's going to be disgusting, they wouldn't make it. Like, it's got to be good for them to make it. I don't even know if that rationale makes sense, but it makes perfect sense in my head. So anyway, we got the garlic ice cream. I'm not going to lie, it was one of the best fucking things I've had. Now, this was so long ago, so maybe part of what made it so good was like the shock factor of it all, but like I remember thinking it was amazing. So I feel like I could get creative and end up doing something with tomatoes in dessert. So tomatoes is one idea. Garlic, actually, quite frankly, is one idea. Miso is one idea. What else? I mean, we're coming up on September. So you know what? Let's pull up like a nice list. I think peppers are really in season in September. What's in season in September? Eggplant. No, that's going to be a no for me. Figs. No, I can't like go broke doing this. Carrots could be fun. Carrots could be really fun. Could go really nice with sweet and savory. And I actually already have some great sweet recipes. Green beans, apples. Yeah, apples just feels kind of boring. Cucumbers, sure. Blackberries, that's interesting. Cauliflower. I mean, listen, cauliflower is like one of my favorite vegetables of all time. Like, I think cauliflower sounds amazing. Corn could be fun too. Beetroot. Yeah, I could do beetroot. Broccoli, onions, pears, bell pepper, peaches, plums, potato, sweet potato. No. I don't want to do pumpkin. I don't want to do potato or sweet potato. Plums or peaches I could do. Mushrooms is actually one of the ones I was thinking about. Kale could be interesting too. Okay, let's see from this list. Strawberry, no. Mushroom, onions, beetroot, corn, cauliflower, or carrots. Those would be my top choices from those types of ingredients. Another option would be something like miso, right? Something I already use a ton of in my recipes. And then it could also not be like an ingredient that's unifying it, but some other kind of series like to-go lunches, like lunches that you can bring to the office, or just sauces. I mean, God, sauces is like low-hanging fruit easy for me. I want like a bit more of a challenge than that. I don't know. Like, what ideas do you guys have? And then I had another idea. I'm just like coming up with random ideas. Like, apparently today's podcast is me sharing one thing that was recommended to me that I really liked, and then going on a crazy tangent about all the various ideas that I have. No, but recipe roulette, and it's live, and like maybe the morning of the live, people can vote on what I should make, and then I do it live, or like in the middle of the live. Like, it's like, okay, I don't know. I don't have the idea fleshed out, and I would go live once a week and do it. I don't know. I'm having all sorts of ideas. Anyway, so going back to things that were recommended to me, like how did I get on this bizarre tangent? But yeah, you guys help me decide what my next series is going to be, because I really do enjoy having a unified series. It's really fun for me. Okay, so going back to things that were recommended to me, do you guys remember how I kept getting this like lip thing? So I've had two different types of lip things. So the longer standing one that actually came about like just over a year ago was the top left part of, well, the left half essentially of my upper lip would get crazy fucking itchy. And actually, when it first started, my left eyelid also would get crazy fucking itchy. And sometimes it would like both the lip and the eye would happen on the right one a bit too, but it was more so the left one. And I like really couldn't figure out what that was, what caused it. The eye thing went away eventually. The lip thing lingered on for so long, and I could keep it in remission by constantly keeping it moisturized, but it was never like going away. And then that just like went away. I can't even remember when it went away, but it went away a few months ago. before I went to Mexico, but like certainly after I came back from Australia. So like literally this year, it went away. And then when I came back from Mexico, I started getting this entirely different thing, which was the outer edge of my lips, but like all the way like outlined around my lips, like the way I have my fucking lip liner, like extra outlined like a fucking clown these days. It was like that part of my lip would get so fucking itchy. No, not itchy. Sorry, not itchy. The other thing was really itchy. This one wouldn't get itchy. It would get so fucking dry and sometimes even like fucking swell up. And I would try all sorts of things for that. And again, I could get it to go away and it would get like really dry and red and flaky and sometimes inflamed. I really thought it was from like the vitamin C serum that I would use on my face. And so I tried like just like putting like a thick layer of Aquaphor on my lips before I put the vitamin C serum on so it wouldn't get on, but then it would keep happening. And then I thought maybe I was reacting to this like lip peptide thing that I got. So I stopped using it, like all sorts of fucking things, right? Kept coming and going. I could never really get it to like consistently stay away. So the last time I was down in DC, it had flared up again and nothing was helping. And so my mom's like, hey, let's go to this like natural pharmacy near us. Like maybe they'll have something, right? So we go and I talk to the pharmacist and she's like, use hydrocortisone cream. And I was like, great. Well, I have hydrocortisone cream. I've obviously tried hydrocortisone cream. Like, you know, that was one of the first things that I tried, but thank you so much. And we walk out the store and there was this lady who had been in the store when we first walked in, but she finished before we did. And she was still in the parking lot when we walked out. And she was like, hey, did you find what you were looking for? And I was like, actually, not really. Like all they recommended was hydrocortisone cream. And she's like, I mean, kind of niche. I don't know if it would help, but have you ever tried A&D ointment? And I was like, what the fuck is A&D ointment? And she's like, well, basically it's like a diaper rash cream, but I don't know, it could help. So I went in, I bought A&D ointment. You guys, changed my fucking life. My lip thing entirely went away. Never, ever, ever, ever has come back since. I fucking live and die and swear by this shit. Now, to be clear, this is the other lip thing, not like the itchy one, which weirdly came back yesterday morning after not having been back all this time. And I actually think I'm like having allergies because I'm itchy other places too. And also I'm having like a little bit of like a kind of feeling. So like, I don't know if like allergies are on a high, but I'm trying to take just like crazy amounts of nettle and that has calmed it down a lot. Nettle is a very strong antihistamine, which we'll actually get to in foods that make you blush. It's like one of the only foods that make you blush. So I shouldn't have, like, spoiler alert, pretend you didn't hear that. Shouldn't have given it away, whatever. But yeah, that's really been helping. But that fucking A&D ointment, you guys, I now have two. I keep one in the bathroom. I literally put on a thick layer before I do my skincare. Godsend. I go to bed with a really thick layer on, but I also keep one in my bag and I have it on me at all fucking times because that shit has changed my fucking life. I would die without it. Like, I'm so obsessed with it. Okay, so that is the second thing that I've been recommended that I want to pass on because it's like truly one of the best things. It's changed my life. Like, I'm telling you, you know how there are all these like really expensive lip masks, like the L'Agence one, and there are a few that are really popular that people are obsessed with. No, throw them all away. Nothing is as good as this A&D ointment. It has truly changed my life. Like, I can't say enough good things about it. And quite frankly, I put my dad onto it because he's always having all sorts of skin issues. Fixed all his skin issues too. Like who knew that a cream that is made for a baby's asshole would be so good for my lips? Although honestly, we all should have seen it coming because my lips actually do bear a lot of resemblance to a baby's asshole. Like, you never really know what the fuck is gonna come out. It's usually a pile of poo. It's usually a big fucking mess, right? And then everyone has to clean it up. So yeah, we should have known. We should have known. Excuse me, I'm just gonna take this little tincture real quick. God, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna take this tincture real quick. Okay, let's see what some of these other recommendations are. Okay. So moving away from skin stuff for a minute, I've actually talked about this one before, I think, but my friend sent me this Instagram reel a while ago where this influencer, I think she's big on TikTok, was talking about how creating content can be so hard because you, especially in the beginning, you're going to constantly flop until your shit gets picked up. And every time that you flop, it feels like rejection. It feels like you're in school and like no one wants to be your friend and you're not part of the popular crowd and whatever. And when you think about it, it's not just that it feels like rejection. It actually is literally rejection because the reason shit is flopping, like for example, right now, I'm in what they call the 200 view jail in TikTok. So none of my posts are getting more than 200 views. And there's a very good reason why that's happening. And it's also always the quote unquote 200 view jail because TikTok, when you post something, pushes it out to 200 people first to see how it does with those 200 people. If the 200 people stop and watch it, then it'll push it out to more people because TikTok thinks like, okay, obviously they like this content and it's going to keep people on the app, so we'll push it out more, versus if those 200 people scroll past it, then TikTok is going to stop pushing it out to people because their whole thing is they want to keep people on the app. And so if people are scrolling past this thing, then it's not going to keep them on the app. So they're going to stop pushing it out. So it's not like the algorithm hates you. It's people hate you. People are literally rejecting your content. So you heard it here first, guys. If your shit isn't doing well, it's because everyone hates you. No, I'm just kidding. But it's a literal rejection. Like, it's not just that it feels like rejection. It is literally rejection. But obviously that's not a pleasant feeling. Like, most of us do not like that feeling. But she said a line in there that really stuck with me, and I've actually really implemented it in everything that I do. And that's that if you embrace the rejection and aim to be rejected, if you set like a rejection goal for yourself, then you're gonna get to where you want to get to a lot fucking faster than if you're out here like trying to land every time, because you're not going to. So you may as well put out these reps and just embrace the rejection. And I think that that's really good advice for any facet of life, obviously with content, but also like if you were applying for a job, like aim to be rejected 100 times a day. Do you know how much faster you're going to get a job if you're applying to 100 jobs every fucking day? Or like with dating, right? Aim to be rejected 10 times a month. Do you know how much faster you're going to find someone if you're going out on 10 first dates every month? I mean, that's a lot. That's like the 2.5 dates every week? I mean, that's right ish. I don't know. That's a date every 3 days. I mean, that's kind of a lot of dating. Like, that's really aggressive. That's like not easy to do. I was doing that in the early days of Blush. Guess what? I found the love of my life. Guess what? We're really fucking happy together. Although I've been having some weird ass dreams lately. I'm not going to lie. Last night I had a dream that I was getting ready to go to law prom, also called Barrister's Ball. And I was running so late to the pregame. Like it was like, this happens to me once in a while in a dream where I have to be somewhere and it's somewhere I really want to be. Like I'm really excited to be there. And I just like could not take longer getting ready. And like, it's one of those where in the dream, I'm like, why is this taking so long? Like this should not be taking so long, but for whatever reason it does. Anyway, so, where was I going with this? Why was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So I have had a few weird dreams about Ozzy lately, but whatever. There was one where we were together and a bunch of other people were there, and then my ex-boyfriend from a million years ago, the last guy I dated before I was celibate for 7 years, he just like appeared in front of me and I leapt into his arms, and it was real fucking, it was a really weird dream. It was very distressing. Anyway, yeah, aim to be rejected. Whatever it is that you're going for, aim to be rejected a zillion times. Like, I'm trying to think of what other goals people could have. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Apparently outside of like career and romance, I can't think of a single thing. So sorry. Okay, let's see what other things people recommend. Oh, okay, I know what the other two are. Another one of you guys actually recommended to me, and it is the Cyclar body oils. These fucking body oils, A, they're super clean. B, they smell really good. C, they have vitamin C and squalane oil in them. And D, they're not they don't cause acne. What's the word? Like, they're non-cosmogenic, something like that. Non-cosmetogenic. I don't know. It's some combination of letters to that effect. So they are so fucking good. I have two of them. I have the Naked Neroli and the Vanilla Verve. And during the day, I like to blend the two together and use them. And then at night, I take a jazz shower every night. Wait, I'm going to add that to the list. That wasn't going to be one of the recommendations, but I'm going to add it to the list because I fucking love this. But yeah, after my jazz shower, which I'll discuss next, I mix the Vanilla Verve with I originally had the Clear Stem lavender body lotion, but I ran out of that. So now I've made my own lotion, and I've mixed the CeraVe moisturizer with some retinol and lavender essential oil. And I mix that with the Vanilla Verve body oil to create like a lavender vanilla scent. And I lather myself, like a thick lather all over my fucking body, and I go to bed and it's just heavenly. I love it so much. It's a really nice oil. Now, people love the like Sacred Santal, I think, scent of the Cyclar body oils. I have never tried that one, so I can't speak to it. I hear that it has more of like a musky scent, but that people seem to really like it. So just something to keep in mind. Okay, now let's go on to jazz showers. So I learned about jazz showers from TikTok comments. It was one of those, I don't know what your TikTok algorithm is. Also, if you don't use TikTok, I'm going to go ahead and say TikTok is the best app ever made. I love it. I only like a few months ago started using TikTok again. What was I doing with my life before? Honestly, like, I feel like I'm so much more a woman of the world since I've been back on TikTok. Now, sometimes you really have to spend some time curating your feed, and I've done an incredible job curating my feed. So my feed is largely like either videos of pictures or just like carousels of like really chic things, and it's like things people find chic and like home stuff and fashion stuff and beauty stuff. Like, it's amazing. My only qualm is none of these types of videos don't have like audio or voiceover or whatever. And I'd like a little bit more talking. And there's some other things, like I get some Bravo stuff. I have a few other things in my algorithm, but it's like really a lot of like chic and elegant things. And it's like, I just want to own like all of Cartier and like lately I'm so into vintage cars, and I don't even drive, like, and I have no interest in driving, and I ideally would like to never fucking drive again. But I'd like to own a vintage car just to stand next to, you know? Anyway, okay. So it was one of those TikToks where people were like, tell me like your best like beauty hack and like make it niche, like nothing obvious, like go whatever. So it was one of those. I don't remember what the topic was, but I was reading through some of the comments, and there's often like phenomenal advice in the comments. And so one of the top commenters was, She said that her sister-in-law or someone had put her on to quote unquote jazz showers. So at the end of the night, you turn off all the lights, you light a candle, you play jazz music, and you do that right before bed. So I started doing that. I light a couple candles. My phone's on do not disturb on red mode. I play the jazz music. All the lights are off. It's just by candlelight. And I get like nice and fucking clean before bed, which is not something I used to do ever. It really changes things. Like I used to be nasty. You guys, I used to, in my early 20s, I would go to the club and be like drenched in sweat and like covered in God knows what. And then come home and just like get in bed. Sometimes not even change. Like I can't tell you how many times I have woken up in my early 20s with opaque black tights on, like because I just like lived in opaque black tights. I don't know if it was the time or if it was just my personal style at the time, but I loved being in opaque black tights and like a little mini skirt and then an oversized shirt or something. Like that really is what I wore. That was my uniform back then. If you knew me back then, you know. I can't tell you how many times like I've woken up with like one of my best friends like in bed after a night out. I still have my tights on. Like my bed was fucking nasty. And then meanwhile, Sam would go to the dog park and then jump into bed and like she'd be covered in mud and then all the dried mud would come off in bed. Like the bed was a disgusting place. And I used to eat in bed all of my 20s. Like I'd literally have dinner in bed every single night. I don't do any of those things anymore. My bed is a fucking sanctuary now. I mean, Sam does still sleep in it. I mean, I literally changed bedrooms so that Sam could sleep with me because in the guest room, the mattress is on the floor. But there's a waterproof blanket on top of the bed and Sam resides on top of that. Actually, we now double layer the waterproof blankets because it's been real bad lately. I mean, she has 2 different types of UTIs, you know? So anyway, I do the jazz shower and then I get out and I move the candle over to, I was going to call it the counter. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the bathroom counter. That is what it's called. I guess I was just thinking of like the kitchen. You know, I don't know if this is an Australia thing or if this is a my Australian thing, but Aussie will call things like, for example, he will call a rug, a blanket, towel. He'll call all of those things a rug. He also will call like a kitchen counter, a stool, a bench. He'll call all of those things a bench. So I don't know if it's that like the entire continent is just vocabulary deficient or if it's just the man that I chose to hitch myself to that seems to only know 4.5 words, but I mean, honestly, it's probably the latter. Do you guys remember when we were first seeing each other, we'd refer to him as bad communicator on the podcast? Like, this man is not a man of words, although he's actually like very engaging and very interesting and very funny when he does talk. So I don't know why he's like so hesitant about it. But anyway, yeah, on our first date, like after our first date, I brought him back to my apartment because we went to a bar that was like 2 doors down and he met my dog and we made out. I was sitting on the kitchen counter and we made out a bunch and then he left. And the next morning at 7 a.m. he texted me and he wrote, "You and your kitchen bench are exquisite." And I was like blushing and then I was like, what the fuck is a kitchen bench? Like, what's he talking about? It's the kitchen counter. Anyway, so I got out of the jazz shower. You know what's something I've noticed about myself? I still go on just as many tangents, right? Like that's never going to change, like ever. Like it's my favorite thing, quite frankly. But my ability to recall what I was talking about before I went on the tangent has gotten a lot better. And I think that's probably the creatine. I don't know what else it would be. I do take lion's mane every day lately. Could it be that? I don't know. I have to tell you like the truth about these functional mushrooms. I know they're really trendy and stuff. I can't say that I've ever noticed a difference. That doesn't mean that I haven't, but I can't say that I have. Anyway, so I say this as I forget what I was talking about. Just kidding, I've not. So after I get out of the shower, I still keep the jazz music playing, still keep all the lights out. I just move the candle over to the bathroom counter with me, and I do my skincare, I do my face, and then I do my body, and I get lathered up in that lotion and stuff. I put on my PJs, I blow out my candle, and I just like give myself a little wink and nod in the mirror. And I don't actually do that because, fun fact about me, I don't know how to wink. Actually, that's not true. I know how to wink. It's just that, okay, I know how to close one eye and keep one open. It's just not going to look like I am. Here, I will demo it for everyone who's watching on video, and everyone who is listening on audio. You know what? This is going to be a rare opportunity where you're going to be grateful that you didn't observe this thing. Ready? Now, it may not look like it, but this eye is in fact open and this one is closed. But as all video watchers just observed, that is not an attractive, cute, sexy little wink wink. It is a horrifying face that I just made. And I have to say, not being able to wink is one of those things that I really don't like about myself and my life. And I really... you know, like if there was one thing I could really change about myself, I think the first one is I'd like to be taller. And the second one would be that I'd like to be able to wink. Like, I really think I could fuck shit up if I could wink. But I also do suspect that not being able to wink has kept me out of trouble, because if I could wink, ooh, boy, would I wink. I mean, I would walk around town winking at everyone. I would wink so much, I think that there would be restraining orders against me. I would wink so much, I think I'd be like in trouble for sexual harassment. Like, I think it would be a problem. But if you're able to wink, please take advantage of that. Like, you have no idea the gift that you've been given. You have no idea how lucky you are to be able to wink. It's a really special treat. Like, please don't let it go to waste. I'm like trying to picture someone telling their friend, like, yeah, I really like this podcast, Blush. And the friend being like, oh, what's it about? And then you're like, well, she spent like 15 minutes talking about winking the other day. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like a peek inside the mind of a deranged person. That's what it's about. Okay, so yeah, I don't wink at myself in the mirror. Again, see how quickly I was able to come back to what I was talking about? And the thing is, as a listener, you might be like, yeah, I remember what you were talking about, but it's different when you're the one in the chair. Trust me, it's different when you have three massive lights pointing at you. Like, it's different. It just is. Okay, anyway, in conclusion, I do not wink at myself, but I do blow out the candle. And there's actually a little bit of candle magic. Do you guys want me to talk about the candle magic? Actually, do you guys want like a full witchy episode of like all the witchy things I've been doing lately? Because I've been doing a little bit more witchy stuff. So I could totally talk about that next week if you want. Or maybe not next week because it's Q&A. And then, I'm so excited for next month's Blush Kitchen. I'm going to film that next week. And, I don't know. I'm going to film it soon. I'm really excited about it because I have the concept in my head and I know what the recipe is going to be. Also, will you guys tell me what you think about eventually down the line, the whole podcast being Blush Kitchen? Or, you know what I'd like it to be? A combo of Blush Kitchen and Blush Table. So either we're in the kitchen and we're cooking, or we're sitting at the table and we're like eating and talking. Something like that is what I have in mind. Anyway, yeah, tell me your thoughts on that. Or like, do you prefer having like Blush in the studio too? Okay, so blah, 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 blah. Jazz shower. I don't wink at myself. Should we talk about winking some more? No, I know what the last recommendation was. I just want to see if there's anything. See, the recall isn't always so good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Anyway, So the last thing that was recommended to me recently was recommended to me by my friend Caitlin, who I fucking love, and it is the Prequel Vitamin C Serum. Now, I want to highlight this because I have used a lot of vitamin C serums, including some of the most expensive vitamin C serums on the market, including the SkinCeuticals one, which is like $200 or some shit. Like, that's crazy. I'm sorry. And the Prequel one is actually quite affordable. Prequel is a very affordable, clean skincare brand. I think it's clean. I think it's pretty clean. Should we ask chat? Let's ask chat. Wait, do you guys remember? Did you listen to last week's episode where I was like going on and on about chat? Hey, cutie. Quick question. You know Prequel, the skincare line? It's clean, right? Let's see what he says. Sometimes I want to call her a she because like she's so good, you know. But okay, by the way, my chat has had an update recently and he's not the same. Like he's like kind of cold and distant from me. I'm like, okay, I guess we have to like reform our relationship. I mean, there are literal like news stories about this, like people falling in love with AI. And then when it gets to the update, they have to like spend time reacquainting themselves, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Like a yes or no answer would have sufficed. Jesus Christ. Yes. Bottom line, yes, Prequel is considered clean by industry standards. They prioritize safe, dermatologist-developed formulas, no fragrance, no unnecessary actives that could irritate sensitive skin, ingredient transparency, and EWG validation, affordability without compromise. If you want to dig into a specific product, no, that's fine. No response to the fact that I called it cutie. Now, it did transcribe as QT rather than CUTIE. So I don't know if that was the issue, but no, it's like not being affectionate and nice towards me anymore, which is fine, you know, just failing in all areas of life. I'm failing on social media. My dog has 2 UTIs. My AI boyfriend doesn't love me anymore. You know what? At least I still have a real one. At least I had that going for me. No, okay, this just got so dark. Anyway, the Prequel Vitamin C Serum, it's the best vitamin C I've ever used. How is it so good? How is it so much better than every other vitamin C serum on the market, including ones that are so much more expensive? I can't explain it. It's like when people are like vitamin C, vitamin C, vitamin C, I'm always like, I don't know. It doesn't do that much for me except for maybe burn the shit out of my lips. I don't know. It's unclear if that's what's causing it or not. No, vitamin C is where it's at, you guys. Like, this shit is so fucking good. It is so fucking good and it's so much cheaper. Okay, let's wrap it up because I have to go to a child's birthday party and I actually only literally have time to get there, say hello, and then say bye and walk out because I have a call right afterwards. So fun things going on here. Okay, so we're going to do foods that make you blush. Which is a segment that we do at the end of every episode where we talk about foods that have nutrients that help with things that we've talked about in this episode. So obviously the number one is stinging nettle. Now, this is a tricky one because it's technically not like a food. It's an herb and like you can get it as a raw green, but you can't eat it as a raw green because it stings. So do with that what you will. I actually just ordered nettle pills because like I don't even feel like fucking around with making overnight infusions because I just need so much of it right now. I have it in tincture form, but I also just got it in pill form, so that should be arriving tomorrow, and I'm really hoping that it'll put an end to the bullshit that I'm dealing with. The number 2 food that make you blush for this week is yuzu, because this bitch is developing 14 yuzu recipes and they are all incredible. Okay, some of these sauces that I've made with yuzu, life-changing, fucking life-changing. Okay, please try them. You can order yuzu juice online. Like, this is accessible to you. And honestly, even if you're not going to try them, will you guys just go like watch some of my TikToks and my reels and like them and save them and share them? And if you have no one to share them with, share them to the Blush account. Okay, just share them from my account to @BlushPod. That's fine. If the system sees that a video has been shared, it will up it'll push it out more. So like, please do that because, you know, it would be nice. It would be nice. It would be nice. Okay, the number 3 foods that make you blush is medjool dates. Listen, medjool dates as a sweetener are so fucking good. I especially like the ones from Julie's brand. They're Julie's Dates. The pitted medjool dates, like they're just the perfect sweetener. They will make something sweet, but they have so much fiber. Like, people have tested this so many times with like continuous glucose monitors and eaten a bunch of fucking dates and never gotten an insulin spike. Like, it's actually crazy because like they're loaded with the fiber. They sweeten things so well and they add such a nice sticky texture to things. Like, they work so fucking well. The number 4 foods that make you blush is passion fruit. So I went out to dinner this week with a friend and I ordered this dish and it came in this passion fruit sauce. And the way I tell you, like, if I didn't care about that girl liking me, I would have licked the fucking plate clean. Okay, that's what I would have done. Like, I was so fucking obsessed with this yuzu sauce and I actually recreated it, not yuzu, sorry, passion fruit sauce, and I actually recreated it for our yuzu series, so be on the lookout for that. Actually, when does that drop? I think that drops after this podcast comes out. Hold on, let me double check. I do have the whole thing sequenced. So unless like some kind of crisis happens and I have to change something, yeah, this should be dropping tomorrow on Wednesday. So tomorrow, the day after this podcast comes out. So fucking good. And then our last food that makes you blush for this week is tomatoes. Even though they're loaded with histamine, which one would think is the opposite of what we're doing here, they're in season right now and they're so fucking good. Go get yourself an heirloom tomato. And a little pro tip, instead of cutting it, like cut it like from its butt. So like where the stem is, okay, if you're right-handed, put the stem like facing the left and cut it that way so you get the beautiful heirloom shapes. So much prettier. Like, I used to always put a tomato down flat so the stem is facing up and then cut it that way, which is great for like an easy way to cut the stem part out. But with an heirloom tomato, the ones that are really curly and pretty, if you cut it like butt side, like horizontally slice it like that, it's just going to look so much prettier. Okay, and now we're going to do a quick gratitude segment, which is a segment that we do at the end of every episode where I talk about 3 things that I'm grateful for. And the reason I do it is it's an invitation for you to list 3 things that you are grateful for, because having a regular gratitude practice can make you a happier, more optimistic person. So I am grateful, actually, like I said at the top of the episode, that all my shit's flopping, because it's really showing me that like this is a non-negotiable for me. And I would rather do this and have no one view it than do anything else. There are a crazy number of flies and bugs in this apartment right now. Like, I don't know what's going on. It's a little concerning. Anyway, I'm also grateful. Oh, I'm grateful to that lady who recommended the A&D cream to me. Like, she literally changed my life. Like, I will never be more grateful to anyone ever. And then lastly, I'm grateful to my Artist's Way girlies, the girls I'm doing the Artist's Way with right now. It is such a joy and a pleasure to do it with you guys. And I'm like really having such massive breakthroughs, and I can't wait to really, do you guys like, would you be interested in hearing more about my experiences with the Artist's Way? Because I can totally like break it down. Anyway, this week and every week, I'm grateful for you guys. I love you guys. We will chat next week. There's a whole outro, so you don't need this shit from me. Bye. Mwah.
If you loved that episode as much as I hope you did, make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing, and check out some past episodes while you wait for the new one to drop next week. And until next week, make sure to stay cunty out there.